This race exposed me for the horrible driver I am at one of the most competitive race series that Teamsport has to offer, Grid Series. Grid Series is a competitive series people do when they are preparing for BIKC at their local track, and also some people do it for a bit of fun, but it is mainly quite competitive. Today I decided that I would do this whole series in preparation because I plan to do BIKC at my local track Mitcham this year instead of Acton, because last year Acton was too easy, so I decided to set myself a bit of a challenge for locals this year. It's going to be good fun. There's going to be some battles, and I'm also going to be exposed at the same time by all the good drivers here. The format for Grid Series is quite simple. It's one practice session, then you have 3 heats, and then you have a final. For practice, heat 1 and heat 2, you have 1 kart, and then after heat 2 you switch karts for heat 3 in the final, because these karts can't last the whole session on 1 battery. So it's not going to be too bad. Hopefully we have a good practice, and we've been told that it is speed 4 and not speed 3, which means it's going to be very interesting because I've rarely driven speed 4 on this track. Let's go out on track and let's get that practicing. Already I know I have to change my technique because the technique I used to use for speed 4 is just not effective at all. Normally I would slow down gradually doing trail braking, but that's not the case in these karts. I don't have to drive these like a D-Max or a Sodi. I have to do it like I would in speed 3. Smash the brake a bit and turn the kart in. Smash the brake, flick the kart in. It's not that hard of a technique to do, but with speed 4, with that extra speed, it is going to be a bit harder for me, and I am going to be doing a lot of crashes during this session. So let's just warm up the tyres and then let's go to the green flag.
Okay, let's fucking go!
Going into the first corner already, I've actually taken this pretty well. I'm thinking my talent has actually existed for once, but then I get a huge reality check going through here and I almost smash into the barriers, and I realise, yeah, my talent only appears once every lifetime. Going through these corners here, we're just trying to get past some of the slower drivers and just try get hot lap in. I'm going to try follow kart 21 and the guy in front, already crashing into more barriers, losing even more talent. And yeah, those 2 drivers in front, I know they are very quick from previous events I've done before. Going down here, we get past kart 2, and we are able to get past him going into the next hairpin. Through here, I'm actually able to take that hairpin pretty well, even though I almost smash into the barriers in the process. Going through these corners, we tried to turn it through nicely here, and we are able to actually pretty nicely. That barrier sticking out still really annoys me. That's the one thing I hate about Mitcham, that barrier that really sticks out. Going through these corners, we're still trying to adapt to the car. Going through this corner, we absolutely bottle it, and I'm losing more talent as I go through these corners, which is just lovely. I take that corner way too hot, and I just lose all of my speed. I let the faster driver go because I'm going to try learn from his lines, just to try see what I'm doing wrong. You can see he's doing the flick technique, but I'm not able to replicate that as much as I can, because I'm still trying to learn the kart. Through here, we almost crash into another barrier, losing even more talent in the process. Going up the ramp and through this corner, we actually take that pretty well. We do hit the barrier slightly, but that's not too bad. Going through here, though, I hit the barrier again. I still can't master that hairpin. It's really annoying. Going through here, we actually take that corner really well, tap the barriers, and yeah, let's go to my hot lap for this session, just so I can explain how I took each corner. After the hairpin before the down ramp, this is where the lap starts. Going down the ramp, we're able to hit the apex perfectly through here. Through here, I absolutely perfect the brake turn technique, and it went amazing through those hairpins. Up the ramp here, we're able to turn the car amazingly. I don't actually have to brake there, I just lift off. Through here, I hit the corner horribly and lose all of my time, and it's not going to be the best lap. This was a 38.1, which is really bad for speed 4 on Mitcham. I hit the corner again there, and then through these corners here, I tried to get the technique right, but I just don't get it right, and I'm able to get a good corner, but it wasn't the best lap. One lap later, there are yellow flags, and that is the end of our practice, and we're going to go straight into Heat 1. Lights go out and let's go racing. Already, if you haven't noticed, we have a bump counter, and you'll see why. At the start of the race, there's lots of bumping between each of the drivers. I'm bumping a lot for some reason. I'm trying to keep behind kart 13 as much as I can, but kart 6 is making that really difficult for me because he doesn't like to leave space, and that means he's shutting me out almost every time and letting drivers pass. Now my target is to stay behind kart 18. Never mind, I dive it down the inside, I crash into kart 6. He complains, I complain as well, and we just move on. He tries to squish me out again. 3 more bumps added onto the bump counter. We are on 9 already, and it's not even been half a lap. Now on 10 because kart 21 has barged his way through the pack. I'm now going to stick behind kart 21, another bump to the bump counter, just so we can try and get ahead as many drivers as possible with him. Already we've got kart 2 in front, and we're going to try keep behind kart 21 going through these corners to try and get past kart 2 as soon as possible. Kart 2 keeps the inside line. I try to go around the outside and get both of them, but it doesn't work. I have a slight tap with kart 21, and both of us are able to get past kart 2 pretty easily. I'm on the outside. He's able to just grab the normal line. I get smashed to the side by kart 2. I'm not happy by that, and I also clip the side of kart 21 a bit, but that doesn't really matter. Now let's stick behind kart 21 and get as many laps in and try keep as close as I can to him, just so we can try get as many overtakes as possible. At this point I think I'm around 6th place, which actually isn't too bad considering the amount of good drivers there are on this circuit, and all of these guys are locals. I am not considered a local yet because I have not gone to this track enough. Going through these corners now, we are not able to catch up to kart 21, but I am trying to replicate his lines as much as possible. I am able to slightly do it, but not as much as I want to. I clip the barrier there, and yeah, I just lose lots of time to him. I am able to keep this position until the end of the race. There's not really much racing going on now. I'm going to try find a bit where there's more racing going on. We are very slowly catching up to this pack of drivers. We are about 10 or so laps into the race, and we are now in this small pack. We're going to try catch up to these drivers. Kart 21 is side by side with kart 13, which I'm going to try take advantage of. That racing has caused them to slow down a ton, and now I need to try get them moved on 13 pretty quickly. Going up the ramp, we are right behind kart 13. We're going to try get a move done as soon as possible. Going into the second hairpin, I brake a bit later, and I get an amazing exit going down the ramp. I'm thinking, do I dive it down the inside? No, I'm just going to stick behind him. There's no bumping at all going on. I'm thinking, do I dive it down the inside? Yes, I'm sent it down the inside. I do squish him out. I do apologise because I know I did squish him out, but I have now gained 5th place, which is not too bad. I do feel bad that I did squish him into the barriers, but I did get tons and tons of slip going out of that corner, and I just could not control it as much as I wanted it to. So yeah, we are now in 5th place, and we are now still charging kart 21. We are nearing the end of this session because I know each heat is about 15 minutes, and the lap times are averaging about 37 seconds, so we've got about 10 to 9 more laps of racing. Kart 23 here, this is going to be our next target. Kart 21 was able to get past him pretty quickly, and now he is my target. I know I'm faster than him, and I know I am going to get this overtake done eventually. I just need to have a bit of patience going through these corners. I do tap him a bit, trying to get past. That is now 3 bumps added to the bump counter. We are now, never mind, that is now 20 to the bump counter. That is absolutely ridiculous. Now we've also got kart 2 trying to trail us, but I have to go on a bit of defensive line, but that also means that I was able to slightly catch up to kart 23 because he oversteered going out of the corner. I'm thinking, do I try get a move done? Do I try get down that inside as soon as I can? But no, I've just got to be patient. Going through the small hairpins down here, I take a better line than him. I bump him again. That is 22 now, because I've bumped him again. And yeah, it is really not looking good. I've also just smacked into the barriers. I'm telling the steering wheel that I'm not happy, even though the steering wheel has no emotions and it's not going to understand me. Going through these corners now, we have just been gapped by 23 now because of all of the mistakes we've been making. So I think that's the end of the heat by now. So let's go back to the pits, swap out our kart, and let's get ready for Heat 2. Lights are green and let's go racing. You've already seen there's a whiplash counter and you'll see why in a minute. Look at that, whack, right into the back of me. And yeah, that's why there's that new counter, because everyone decided to give each other whiplash today during Heat 2. You can see everyone is complaining and I'm starting to get a bit fed up and driving absolutely horribly, and someone is also going the wrong way on the circuit. And now there's a red flag and let's have a conversation with the other drivers. I was going way too quick. As you saw, I was completely oblivious to the red flag, so when I saw it, I blasted past a lot of drivers and completely locked up the brakes on the Sodi. After the long red flag, I let the two drivers pass that I overtook during the yellow, and let's get back to racing as soon as those greens go back on. Already, I'm trying to think, do we go round the outside of kart 10? And going round the outside was clearly a horrible decision, because the blue suit there was able to get past him, and kart 9 and kart 19 were able to get past me as well, which is just brilliant. I lock up the brakes and smash into the back of kart 19, trying to make up those lost positions again. I smash kart 10 into the barriers as well, and I smash into kart 20, and some people have crashed behind me as well. This driving is absolutely horrendous. Kart 20 tries to smash me into the barriers, but it doesn't work. I've got kart 19 next to me. I'm trying to tell him let's work together, but he's not going to listen, because he wants that glory, he wants to get in front. We got blue suit trying to shove me into the barriers again, and yeah, we are able to get that move fully done on blue suit now, and now we've got to focus on kart 19 and also kart 12, because kart 19, he is currently, at this time of recording, the lap record holder in speed 4. So I am afraid of how quick he's going to be. Kart 9 is not that far off his pace as well, so I've got to be careful of him. Going through the hairpins, there's lots of bad driving. I smash him into the barriers, he smashes me into the barriers. I go for the dive bomb on him. It works, but not by much. Now our next target is 12. He oversteers a ton. I do smash into the side of him, but going down the ramp, we get an amazing switchback done on him. That is my mate Jacob, by the way. We get the hang loose on him just to tell him, yeah, I'm better than you. And yeah, we are able to get that move done, and now we've got kart 9 to deal with. He is next to me going through the hairpins. I hit the barrier horribly though, and I lose all of my speed. He is next to me. I try to stick to my lines. I do smack him into the barriers. He smacks me. Kart 12 tries to smack into the side of me as well, but at the end, kart 9 was able to get ahead of me, and all of that driving you just saw there was absolutely horrendous. I am not proud with my driving. And yeah, through here I try to keep behind kart 9 following his lines, but I'm not able to, and I'm just sending it too much into these corners. I'm not prioritising exit speed, I'm prioritising entry speed, which is not good in this type of circuit and in this type of kart. So yeah, for the rest of the race I was just stuck behind kart 9 until the end of the race, so there's not much we can really do. Let's actually go over how I drove this kart compared to kart 9. Through here you can see how much I'm sending it into each corner, prioritising that entry speed over exit speed, which is really not good at all, because it shows that I'm trying to get more speed into the corner without thinking about how slow I'm going to be going out of the corner. And on a track like this, you've got to prioritise your exit speed over your entry speed. which is just not good at all. I did learn that in the later heats, because my fastest lap in heat 3 was actually a 36.9, which I was very impressed by, because I did not think I'd be able to hit a 36.9 on this track. The fastest time of the evening was a 36.6, so I actually wasn't that far off the pace of the leading driver, which was the guy in kart 19, who's also Deshawn. You can find him on TikTok. But yeah, we are stuck behind this driver, and yeah, there's not much action until the end of the heat, where I have a small conversation with him, because I thought I was on the podium, but no, I was actually way down in 8th place. My marker for first place was Deshawn, he was in kart 19, as I've said before, and kart 9 I thought he was second. So yeah, I completely misjudged this, and I thought I was getting a lot more points than I thought I was. Am I tripping, or am I podium? Am I tripping, or am I podium?
I don't think you are, we're far off.
I was about to say, because it looks like, for me, my marker was Deshawn.
Everyone just run off.
Well, after 3 heats, that was horrendous. Honestly, my driving standards for this race dropped off massively. I was driving horrendously, I was driving dirty. I was not having a good day at all, and I just knew it after the second heat. I just knew my driving standards had to go up, otherwise I was going to be a very dirty driver. All of the driving that I've had in these previous sessions today, they don't excuse what I did on track. Honestly, I need to apologise to everyone after the main race, just to say, look, my driving standards, I need to improve on my driving. I'm very sorry. Which I think I ended up doing. This was about a month ago now. That's how long the process of editing this is, and how many videos I've had to release. But yeah, it is not the best. I'm gonna do a part 2 to this, where heat 3 I get my best result of a P2, and we have the final, because the final has a lot of drama in it. See you guys in the next video.